special kind of soprano can do that. And Schulte, when he saw the score, said, you know, I think I know someone who can do it. She sang with me once. She's only 19 or 20 years old. Let's let her try. And I mean, she has to do this for 1 hour. She should not be really a fabulous singer, but no one would have guessed. He took a huge chance having her there. He took a huge chance doing this piece. He said, David, we've got to cut this piece down to 45 minutes. No one will listen to a new piece that is more than 45 minutes. It came to an hour. I said, Sir George, I'm sure if I play it through for you, you will want to do it all. And so he said, oh, all right. So we set up this complicated date when he was in New York, and the orchestra was in New York. And I played the whole thing for him, and he said, that's very nice, but we've got to cut out 15 minutes. Because it was an hour. And so I realized that unless I took it out, since I knew the piece best, I was the one to do it. So I cut out one big section, which is surrounded by the same music. And that's the way it was done forever. It was recorded that way for the next 30 years. It was done that way until a couple of years ago, the wonderful American conductor Leonard Slatkin said, David, I want to open up that cut and do the whole piece. And so he did, and with a marvelous new soprano, new generation Alice named Hila Plitman, was really terrific. And he's on the verge of recording it. Nowadays, recording is not so easy and not so cheap or whatever. Not so much money behind it. So several times he's tried to record this uncut version of Final Alice. It hasn't happened, but I hope it does before too long, because it adds a lot of what was cut out is violent and kind of counters the very romantic parts of it more than it does without that. So anyway, this is where we've come to in my composing life, 1976, and my life changed after this. Before Final Alice, I was a respected composer. After Final Alice, I was either loved or hated. It was very polarizing. It was a complete threat to the orthodoxy of the atonal time, simply because it was so big and recorded and had so much currency, and it had a big effect. And so all the atonalists considered me a traitor. But I went on my merry way for a while, and then I had then I started to have personal difficulties. Fame is not that easy. I suddenly became famous, and it changed everything. So I became, it's always embarrassing to say, an alcoholic. About 10 years, I started drinking, and it didn't stop me from composing, but it changed the nature of it, and it was not the way to go. But I got help. I got over that. But in the course of which I did a lot of therapy, which is I think much more common in America than here. Certainly in New York City, if you don't have a therapist, it's like not having a cup of coffee, almost. So I did a lot of therapy, and in the course of that, this took a number of years, and I was kind of done with Alice, and I began to explore my own being a gay man. So this is something I didn't hide, but I certainly didn't celebrate it. And I decided that I wanted to create a body of music which was incontrovertibly gay. That is to say, so I turned to poets who were in that condition, like Burroughs, William Burroughs, Allen Ginsberg, and I knew a lot of poets, gay poets in New York, and where the writing was really gay. You could not get away from it. There were people who said, like Gaddafi, the Russian poet, vaguely homoerotic, but it's not explicit. You know, I wanted something. So anyway, I started setting, and for example, I have piano piece. I have an SM ballade, sadomasochism. SM is a shorthand for sadomasochism. The piece was so hard it was like being whipped or something, like torture. So, and I started to incorporate these gay terms into just the normal parlance of my titling pieces. I was commissioned to do a series, a song cycle for the San Francisco Symphony, which I called Gay Life, and they were poems by Ginsberg and, as I mentioned, different gay poets. And after they saw the score, I got this call from the orchestra, not the conductor, I change the title to San Francisco Songs? Well, I said, that's a wonderful title, but no thank you. So so I got it in the classical, I don't know what it is like here, but in the classical music world in New York, it's very homophobic. Even though there's this paradox that many composers are gay, but you can't ever speak about it. And in fact, in America, it's remarkable. All of our greatest composers almost all have been gay. When you think of Leonard Bernstein, Aaron Copland, Virgil Thompson, uh, Henry Cowell, and I won't even mention the ones that are alive now. But it's a remarkable number are gay. I mean, this is so it's been always, and of course in that generation it was hidden. We knew amongst ourselves that this guy's gay, but it was never spoken about, let alone sung about. So I felt it was, I don't know, I was in a position where I wanted to do that. I wanted to create a music so that kids growing up who were gay and wanted to write music, they could be gay. And somehow someone was celebrating being gay. It wasn't a hidden thing, it wasn't a negative thing, it wasn't something you should be embarrassed by. And I've certainly taken some hits for doing that, I must say. So the music world is everyone has to come around to accepting it, and it is coming that way. And just another way it can come is through culture and somebody singing about it. So I enjoy doing that, and I've done that for a number of years. I'm going to play, I don't know, what time is my time? For the end, I don't have any of my explicit gay music. I didn't bring it with me. But I'm going to play some piano music since I began as a pianist. And I've written a lot of piano music, and it's colored my whole life, the piano. I'm going to play what I call three gymnopedies. Do you know the word gymnopedies?
It's Greek, yeah.
What?
It's Greek.
Oh my God, it's a syzygy. I'm so used to nobody knowing what it means. Well, how do you translate it? I'd like to have your translation. What? How do you translate it?
Gymnopedie is the Greek term.
I believe the French composer Eric Satie coined the word, but it's always translated in programs as solemn Greek dance. But someone translated it for me and said, no, it means naked boys dancing.
Yeah.
It is never, this is so typical of the homophobic classical music world. It's never translated the way it's supposed to be. So that got me interested in gymnopedies as a title, and I always make sure that the translation is accurate. But in this case, there are three of them. The first one is called My Goldberg, and at a certain point, there was a commission to write a new set of Goldberg variations. So they commissioned, 20 composers, however many variations there are, and we each wrote one. So this is that was the first gymnopedie. And I thought, that's it. And then a friend of mine said, David, gymnopedies always come in groups of three, because the Satie is three. So then I thought, okay, two more. So the second one's called My Ray, R-E-D, and it's a pun because at the time my husband's name was Ray, R-A-Y. So My Ray and My Ray. So there's a lot of the note D in it. And the final one is called My Loss. It's an in memoriam piece for a wonderful composer, pianist with whom I studied in my early days, named Robert Helps, a great pianist. And so those are the three. And my assistant, Angellos Malefakis, will make his page-turning debut. I hope. You're not going to chicken out, right?
No.
You got me into this, getting me to Greece.
Okay.
You have to pay for it.
All right.